What's going on, guys? It's your girl Angie Snatch coming at you with another episode of An Unbiased Truth. And today we are going to talk about something that has been in the news recently. Welcome back to the Snatch Gang and welcome to all my new subscribers. I figured since we have so much talk about, as of late, Brother Polite and his case, that we would discuss this gentleman, the CEO of Instagram, coming before Congress saying that it is hard for them to tell which users are kids. I'm honestly not buying that at all because we all know targeted ads. We all know how algorithms work. Coco Melon is in the algorithm sometimes. They can tell by your data at least your age range. But of course, they're trying to wiggle out of this. Now, what I found interesting is that he then switched up, and I'm going to play it for you. It was like this tense moment. He switches up and says that he feels like Congress should do age verification at the device level. And I wanted to ask you guys, what did you think about that? On one end, I see it as okay. If a predator preys on a child, they could never make an excuse that they didn't know because that device would then signal that that person is of a certain age. So you couldn't say that that child lied to you. On the other end, I feel like this is more and more of them controlling us through the digital space because there's mobile ID programs, all of these things that are coming about. And I just think that it's just a different form of tracking. And who is the CEO of Instagram, a private entity? Who is he to tell the government that they should do a mandate of some sort where people have to age verify from their phones? It is our tax dollars, and they will have to present that to us and make sure that we are protected and our data is protected because we all know no one gets hacked more than our government, I feel like. But check out this tense moment where he tries to slither his way out of taking some accountability for their actions when it comes to social media use in our kids.
Mr. Massari, I'm looking at this from a perspective of parents, and I guess I'll talk to parents since so many of them have told me that they have done everything they can to try to get their kids off your product, kids who are addicted at age 10. And they are scared for their kids. They want their kids to do their homework and not get addicted to Instagram. And yet we then find out that what your company did was to increase your marketing budget to try to woo more teens from 67 million in 2018 to $390 million focused on kids this year. And so when I hear you're going to suddenly, with all your technological wizards, develop some kind of new way to check to see if really young kids are on there, you could have been spending this money, $390 million, to do that for years. You have the money to do it. I think that we are in diametrically opposed goals, the goals of parents out there and the goals of your company. Our kids aren't cash cows. And that is exactly what's been going on. Because when you look at the marketing budget and you look at what your companies has done, it's to try to get more and more of them on board. And when I look at your company's quotes from one document, you, not you personally, but your company viewed losing teen users as a, quote, existential threat, whereas parents are viewing their kids' addictions to your product and other products as an existential threat to their families. So my first question is that in fact the truth that you've been increasing money, advertising money, to woo more teen kids onto your platform?
Senator, no, I don't believe those statistics are correct. We increased our overall marketing budget between last year and this year, but it was not, I think you characterized it as the majority of it was focused on teens, and that's not true.
Okay, so do you view the kids as a feeder way for people to get into your product? Have you not done things to get more teenagers interested in your product? Are you not worried about losing them to other platforms? You better tell the truth. You're under oath.
Absolutely, Senator. Senator, we try and make Instagram as relevant as possible for people of all ages, including teens. Teens do amazing things on Instagram every day. But we also invest, I believe, more than anyone else in keeping people, including teens, safe. We will spend around $5 billion this year alone, and we have over 40,000 people working on safety and integrity at the company.
And do you think 3 hours a day is an appropriate amount of time for kids to spend on Instagram?
Senator,
I'm asking this because just when you put out those new rules, that was an option for parents, 3 hours a day. Is that a good use of kids' time?
Senator, I appreciate the question.
And it was in your safety tools that you just put out there. The first option given to kids, to parents, was 3 hours a day.
Senator,
I have them. Can I put them on the record?
sorry,
Mr. Chair, thank you.
if I may, Senator, I'm a parent, and I can understand that parents have concerns about how much screen time their kids have. I think every parent feels that way. I ultimately think that a parent knows best what's best for their teen, so the appropriate amount of time should be a decision by a parent about the specific teen. If one parent wants to set that limit at 10 minutes and another parent wants to set that limit at 3 hours, who am I to say that they don't know what's best for their children?
And do you believe your company has invested enough in identifying that young children are not on the platform when you know that they're not supposed to be on there, and making sure you're registering and using all your technology, not to just increase your profits, but to make sure the kids aren't on there? Do you think you've done enough?
Senator, two things. One, yes, I believe that we've invested more than anyone else, but I also believe that it's still a very challenging industry-wide issue. I think there's a number of things that we can do at the industry level to better verify age. Specifically, I believe it would be much more effective to have age verification at the device level, have a parent who gives their 14-year-old a device, tell the phone that their child is 14, as opposed to having every app, and there's millions of apps out there, trying to verify age on their own. That should happen at the device level. We understand that might not happen, or that might take time, and in the meantime,
My favorite part of that clip is when she reminded him that he was under oath. But you see how the demeanor changes when you're not just putting out a statement, but when you are confronted with your own number. So, on one end, to say, well, we can't tell if there's children on our site. But on the other end, in your back end communication, you consider losing teenagers as an existential threat. I mean, Jesus, to even use those words. Now, let me clarify why I'm a little leery on this whole idea of age verification from the device. These companies, they sell advertisement, so they would be able to monetize off this data and information, and they are private entities. Even all of these states like Mississippi, DC, Georgia, Arizona, that are now moving to this mobile ID where you can put your driver's license on your ID. I know that on one end for us it feels convenient, but be very leery of that, because see, Apple is charging the states, almost getting a contract from the states to do it, and they will be using your tax dollars. So it's not just this service, or it's not a government entity. This is a contract that they have, and they're using your tax dollars for this program, even if you have an Android. So that's something, in my opinion, because we live in a democracy, that there should be a vote on. Now, they're in hot water, and I think that they're trying to find a way out of this. The other part of it is because, I mean, maybe I'm just thinking too far about this, but with Jack Dorsey, the CEO of Twitter, stepping down, the CEO and co founder of Instagram stepping down, what, about 3 years ago, and then Facebook metaverse shenanigans going on. That age verification in your device means age verification in the metaverse. What is he trying to create in the metaverse? A whole different type of world, nightclubs, everything. I mean, really think about this. And I know that a lot of us get caught up on the convenience of it all, but we have to be very careful when it comes to our data and our information. You know how you used to shred your mail? You can't do that no, anymore. It's almost like you have to create firewalls within your cell phones, on your Fire Sticks, on your laptops, everything. You guys let me know what you think. I wanted to bring that to you because I was watching the congressional hearing and I was like, interesting. All right, guys, it's your girl, Angie Snatch.